And now, Mike's thoughts.
Kansas City voters in the beautiful state of Missouri, Jackson County, Missouri, have voted down a tax increase to renovate Arrowhead Stadium and Kauffman Stadium, respectively. The Chiefs are saying that their project to renovate Arrowhead Stadium is around $800 million, and the Royals are looking about for $2 billion. So when we got to thinking about this, and we're thinking, oh, it's only $800 million. It's only $2 billion. Voters are like, no, we do not need this tax increase. We can't afford this tax increase. Yes, as Jackson County is one of the more wealthier counties in the state of Missouri, but it's also the highest cost of living per capita in the county of the state of Missouri. So with that being said, as Jackson County is a very wealthy county, as Jackson County is it's got a lot of stuff popping off. They got the Power and Light District and downtown and all that stuff. There's a lot of stuff happening. There's also a lot of rich and a lot of poor in Jackson County in this beautiful state of Missouri. So I do not fault the voters at all, one bit, for turning down this tax increase. Now, I am a firm believer that many teams can flip their own bill, right? The Kansas City Chiefs right now are worth about $4.3 billion. They only want $800 million to renovate their stadium, or actually Arrowhead State Stadium. Why can't they flip that bill? Then I'm on the other side of the fence saying, well, maybe the state county should support this tax increase, should give them the money, because think about all the revenue that Kansas City and the Royals bring to the beautiful county of Jackson County in Independence, Missouri. The simple fact of the matter is that tax voters voted it down. Now, will the Kansas City Chiefs be moving from Kansas City? More than likely not. Will the Kansas City Royals be moving away from Kansas City? More than likely not. However, they might flip over to the Kansas side. They might move to a different county. They might move north. They might move south. They're probably going to leave Jackson County. Sorry, it is what it is. Because at the end of the day, money talks. Look what the state of New York just did for the Buffalo Bills. Gave them $2 billion to build a stadium because basically they knew the Buffalo Bills were the lifeline to that northwestern New York area. And without the Buffalo Bills, the city of New York, the state of New York might be bankrupt. Let's just be honest. That whole area. What do you guys got? You got snow, trees, and moose, and Buffalo Bills. So the voters did ultimately vote it down. And unfortunately, it is what it is. It is what it is. Sorry, guys, but the Chiefs are not going anywhere. So St. Louis, calm your shit. Cue that intro. Are you ready for the best damn NFL show on the planet? Man Hour Nation, rise up.
Yeah, hey, let's go. Hitting that gridiron, we going hard, we running the plays. You know the vibe, only the strong survive. Gotta keep your head in the game. Talking NFL, uncut, straight raw. Steady bringing that sauce. We about to take off. Get it hype, this man, our sport talk. Yeah, from the quarterback to the lineman. Everybody bringing heat. You don't really want to try them. Hey, who gon' win? It's a battle of the giants. This show is the flyest. Nobody can deny it. This is Man Hour. Sport Talk. Man Hour. Sport Talk. What team you reppin'? We keep it interesting. Who caught another down? Who got that interception? This is Man Hour. Sport Talk. Man Hour. Sport Talk. What team you reppin'? We keep it interesting. Who caught another down? Who got that interception? Let's go.
And what is up, Man Hour Nation? Michael Bakashi here with the Man Hour. Be sure to head over to NFLtoday.co. Check out that website. We got stats, we got scores, we got blogs, we got merchandise, we got forums, we got everything you want to be live, interactive over there at NFLtoday.co. Also, you can check out manhour.co as well, or manhourradio.com. Either way, it takes you to the same place. Check it out. Enjoy the website. Enjoy the blogs. Enjoy what's happening on over there. Guys, this is a live, interactive show. Comments are encouraged. Talk your stuff, but be ready to defend yourself, because we do have a very toxic fan base out there. And one of the most toxic people out there is the man, the myth, the legend, the pigskin pundit himself, Mr. John Peoples. And he says, good morning. Good morning, John. Good morning, good morning, good morning. And he says, have Taylor do it. Have Taylor give the Kansas City Chiefs the money to refinance the stadium, to renovate the stadium. And I said, gross. Taylor would want to move the Chiefs to New York. James Chamberlain says, not to brag, but the Dolphins owner Stephen Ross flipped 100% of their bill to renovate at Hard Rock Stadium a few years ago. And that is bragging, because your owner did it the right way. Your owner knows how valuable the state, like the state in general, is to a team and the supporting of said team. And to play ball, sometimes you got to scratch my back to scratch your back, right? Because your guys is a governor, Sanchez, right? He's kind of off the chain a little bit. Let's just be honest. But it is smart that a team would build or would renovate their stadium. But now there are a lot of stadiums out there, right, that are actually not even owned by the teams. I don't think any stadium is technically owned by the teams. And if I am an owner of an NFL team, I'm building my own stadium, right? I don't want the tax dollars to pay for my stadium. I don't want the state to pay for my stadium. I don't want the county to pay for my stadium. I want to build my stadium, my rules. I do what I want, when I want, how I want. If I want to have a Taylor Swift concert on a Tuesday afternoon, I'm going to do it. If I want to bring my man Tech9 in Friday afternoon and party till 4 o'clock in the morning, damn it, we going to do it. We going to do it P. Diddy style. That's what we're going to do. But guys, I'm very curious of why more NFL teams do not own their stadiums, or baseball teams in general, or hockey. Like, why do you guys own your own stadiums? It just seems kind of dumb to me, right? It seems like a bad business model. But I guess on the flip side, when you want to upgrade your stadium, you can threaten to move from that stadium, leave that stadium open, and like, unless you give me $2 billion, right, like the LA Rams did to the St. Louis, right? That, I believe that dome in St. Louis is still it's still empty. It's stupid and like asinine. James says, I lied. I am bragging. The Dolphins do got a pretty good ownership. I'm just doing it. John says, at least her boyfriend could keep his job. Travis Kelce isn't going nowhere, John. John, you always try to say Travis Kelce should be fired. He should be this. But damn it, once he's a free agent, you're like, oh, to the Raiders, baby. Travis Kelce, come on over to the Raiders. We love you. We love you. Wayne G is in the chat. Good morning, Wayne. I believe tonight NFL Experts is on at 7 p.m. East Coast time. So you guys be sure to check that out. The NFL Expert podcast over there on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, etc. Any place you can find your podcast, you'll find the NFL Experts. And Wayne G is the host of that show. And he says Patriots own Gillette Stadium. It was a part of the reason why Kraft got the okay to buy the team. He owned the land, which is a great business model. Like, I don't understand why more owners, more teams do not buy land and build a stadium. There has to be some logistical standard of why you do not own, but you lease, right? I mean, let's think of the pros and cons. Pros of renting / leasing a stadium. When it goes into shambles, you can say, I want to renovate this stadium. If you don't do it, we're leaving. We'll find some other state that will do it. That is a pro, right? Another pro is like, you don't have to worry about taxes and whatnot, because probably the county is fronting the bills for the taxes for that. So they keep you in there, right? And then another potential pro is like, if a tornado hits Arrowhead Stadium and destroys the State Stadium is not it's not your insurance, is their insurance, I guess. Like, I don't know. But pros of owning a stadium, you own it, you do what you want with it, when you want with it, how you want it, right? Host whatever you want, do whatever you want, when you want, how you want. But then on the downside is if you need to upgrade, it's going to cost you money. But I don't know. Ross owns Hard Rock Stadium too. Murray, Utah's calling me. Who the hell is Murray, Utah? Anyways, all right, guys, let's get into today's show. We do got a pretty good show for you lined up today. We got a little bit of fact. We got a little bit of crap. We're going to talk about the Tennessee Titans. We're going to talk about the San Francisco 49ers. But first, we need to talk about the team that is out west, a team that has moved from San Diego to L.A., a team that has now officially got a new general manager, a new head coach, a new way of life, and that is the one and only LA Chargers. Jim Harbaugh and the Chargers says that the Chargers is the best job he has ever had to start with, meaning out of the Michigan job, out of the 49ers job, out of he was a Stanford coach. This is the best situation he has ever been in, hands down. The Chargers did start off-season workouts this Tuesday. And he says the players are eager to be out there and to learn the new coaching staff, the new ways, and the new system. So I know we do have some Chargers fans that sometimes tune into the show here and listen, but I want to ask you guys this legit question. Do the Chargers have a legit chance of winning the AFC West this season? Do they legit have a chance to knock off the reigning AFC champs, the Kansas City Chiefs? I think like 7-8 times in a row now. When we look at the Chargers, guys, last season, they finished 5-12. The last quarter, the last third of their season, it was without Justin Herbert. This offseason, they did make a pretty good signing, and Gus the Bus Edwards is now part of that team, but they also traded away Keenan Allen and released Mike Williams. However, on the receiver core, they still got first-round pick from 2023, Quentin Johnson, which he mustered up 431 yards last season with 2 touchdowns, and Joshua Palmer, which is a former third-round pick, I believe, from 2022. He mustered up 581 yards last season with 2 touchdowns. Obviously, guys, when we looked at the Chargers in year past, we've seen Justin Herbert. We've seen Austin Eckler. We've seen Keenan Allen. We've seen Mike Williams. We're like, man, this offense is really, really good on paper. Now the only thing left on there is Justin Herbert. Yes, you do have Joshua Palmer and Quentin Johnson still, but I question the offense a little bit here. Is Gus Edwards going to be able to perform like he did in Baltimore? Is Quentin Johnson going to step up and be that number, that first round pick that the Chargers gave him last season? Can like Quentin Johnson finally Joshua Palmer finally be a big name receiver? There's so many questions on the offensive side of the ball that I can't even start to put them in the conversation of a championship. But when you look at the defensive side of the ball, they had a lot of huge question marks going into this offseason. Can they be able to bring Bosa back? Can they be able to bring Khalil Mack back? Can they bring Derwin James back? And they were able to bring all of them back because Joseph and Khalil Mack did rework their deals. Derwin James is a top safety in the league, along with cornerback Asante Samuel Jr., so their defense should be pretty good. So can the Chargers legitimately fight for a championship out west in the AFC West? And I as a Chiefs fan, I'm trying to take my bias out of it, but I just don't see it. I just don't see how the Chargers can legitimately put themselves in championship conversation by trading away Keenan Allen, by releasing Mike Williams, by letting Austin Eckler go. 3 big names on the offensive side of the ball you let go. So you're putting everything on Justin Herbert right now, which Justin Herbert probably, it's time to put up or shut up if you're Justin Herbert. You got a nice big deal, and you really haven't done crap. Many people want to dog Dak about that situation. Well, Justin Herbert, have you even been to the playoffs? Oh, that's right. You blew a 28-point lead to the Jaguars last season or 2 seasons ago. I forgot. But I just do not anticipate the Chargers being any good this season. I do think Denzel Perryman, however, will have a nice standout season, a nice all-pro season. But other than that, if it's not going to be the Chiefs, it's not going to be the Chargers, you kind of got to make way for the Raiders. I'm just saying. Raiders have a better chance of winning the AFC West than the Chargers do. James says, yeah, even the players that they lost, they're still kind of stacked. They are stacked on the defensive side of the ball, James. I will give you that. I do like the Chargers on the defensive side of the ball. Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack are both really big names out there, and they've been putting up really good numbers. Khalil Mack had what? John, wasn't it 6 sacks versus the Raiders opening day last season or whatever? Like, Khalil Mack is still a beast. However, Quentin Johnson, 431 yards last season. Joshua Palmer, 581 yards last season, both with 2 touchdowns like a piece. They need to start finding the end zone a hell of a lot more before I buy into that offense at all. At all. Wayne G says there's always a chance. It's the NFL. Correct. That is why we love the NFL, Wayne, is because legitimately any given Sunday, any team can win, right? Let's look at the Jets last season. The Jets battled the Kansas City Chiefs on, was it Sunday Night Football, right? It was kind of a bad call away, and the Jets probably would have won that game, and the Chiefs stumbled along, and they ended up winning the Super Bowl, right? So any given Sunday, but Wayne says it's a very, very slim chance. So, Wayne, let me ask you this question. If we cannot pick the Chiefs to win the AFC West, who has a better chance of winning the West? Is it the Chargers or is it the Raiders? Because I think the Broncos are completely out. It is going to take a finger of Jesus Christ to bless the Denver Broncos, just like how he blessed Texas. If you know, you know. I'm a country man. I just don't think the Broncos have it. John says that's because the Raiders going to run that division. Raiders Nation for life. John, listen. Even if the Raiders, let's just play devil's advocate here. Let's say the Raiders do win the division in 2024. Let's say the Raiders knock off the defending champions, the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chargers and Broncos are just dumpster fires, which kind of anticipate. The Raiders are never going to run that division. The Raiders organization, John, I said it to you many, many, many times. And on the Pigskin Punting group, I think I posted it as well. If you guys are not a Pigskin Punting, you should be. Click on the link below. The Raiders get drunk off their own supply, meaning when the Raiders start to have a little bit of success, it goes straight to their heads. A couple years ago, Raiders were doing pretty damn good. I believe they may have been even first in the division. They're like 6-2, 5-1. They were clicking. They were rolling. Henry Ruggs goes out and wrecks his car. The safety was holding an AK-47 like on Instagram. There's at one point there's not one first round pick for the last five years on the Raiders roster. It's just the Raiders are a team that gets drunk off their own Kool-Aid, and they might be good one year, but then they're going to be bad for the next 12. It just sucks. Jim says Chargers will carry the monkeyer of most likely to fail short of expectations. So the Raiders have been falling short of expectations, I think, as long as they've been in the NFL. Look at all those years with Phillip Rivers putting up amazing MVP numbers year after year after year. First round exit. I don't think, if I correctly, Phillip Rivers never won a playoff game. Hell, I don't think the Chargers have ever been to the Super Bowl, if my memory serves me right. The Chargers are the biggest what if team, right? What if they could just win one playoff game? What if they could just get to one Super Bowl? What if they could just do this one time? It is always easier to get back to some place that you've been, right? Like when you're driving downtown Louisville, Kentucky. The first time driving down, you're like, man, I am so lost. But now you just navigate it like a champ. NFL Experts is in the chat here. He says the Raiders and Broncos have no QB, which means no chance. So Chargers are the clear number 2 in that division. And I have to disagree with you, that NFL Experts. I do have to disagree with you. I do think the Raiders do have a good bridge gap quarterback in Gardner Minshew. I do think somehow, some way, if he is a starter for all season long, he'll muster up 8, 9, possibly 10 wins. That's just what Gardner Minshew does. For whatever reason, people gravitate to him, people love him, and people play harder for him for whatever reason. I don't know if it's the shorty shorts. I don't know if it's the chops, if it's the hair. I don't know. For whatever reason, people play harder for Gardner Minshew. And now it's not a career thing, it's a season thing. And I think as of right now, I would say the Chargers have no quarterback. I would say the Chargers, Justin Herbert, he's pretty much unproven. Yes, he got a nice deal. Yes, he's getting all the talk of the town. Yes, he's getting all these endorsement deals and commercials, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But what has he done? People dog Dak. People dog Aaron Rodgers for only being to one Super Bowl. People dog Tua for losing in the Super Bowl. People dog Lamar Jackson for only having 2 playoff wins. What has Justin Herbert done? That's the question that we need to answer. What has Justin Herbert done to earn these accolades, to kind of earn this pass, right? Like, oh, he's with the Chargers, he's supposed to be bad. Like, what gave Justin Herbert that pass, right? James says Raiders sealed their faith to mediocrity when Gruden got ran off. When we look at the John Gruden situation with the leaked emails and whatnot, are you talking about the first time they ran off John Gruden, James, or the second time? Because the first time they ran off John Gruden, it was just why? Why would you do that? Because didn't they just go to the Super Bowl the previous year? John Gruden got ran off, went to Tampa, and then beat the Raiders in the Super Bowl like the following season. Like, isn't that like how that worked? When you do that, your faith is kind of sealed, right? Jimmy Johnson and the Dallas Cowboys, when Jerry Jones ran off Jimmy Johnson after the Super Bowl, Cowboys haven't been back to the Super Bowl since. And then John says, true, he stays at the Dak Hilton, meaning Justin Herbert hasn't done anything in the NFL. James said the Chargers beat the Ravens in the wild card round Lamar's rookie year. Oh, I did not know that. So was that Justin Herbert's rookie year as well then? Jim says, Wayne, the Raiders will take your GOAT and use him like a 50-cent hooker to pursue the NFL future Hall of Famers into ruining their lives in Vegas while winning us another title. So Jim thinks that Tom Brady's going to come into Vegas, be a 2% owner of the Raiders, and make everything better. It is going to make everything better, and then bada bing, bada boom, to the moon, baby. James says, yeah, the Raiders traded him to Tampa Bay. I'm talking about the second time. So the second time, was that really the Raiders, or was that the NFL that ran John Gruden out of town? Because it was the leaked emails. It was a little bit of this. It was a little bit of that. I feel like Mark Davis and the Raiders were kind of trying to sweep that under the rug, and the NFL's like, oh, no. So you've been partying with like P. Diddy way too much there in Vegas. You need to get out. Yeah, it was Bill Callahan with the Raiders. The same Bill Callahan that is the Tennessee Titans coach now. The same Bill Callahan that is now the Tennessee Titans' newest head coach. So, guys, it is time to get into a little bit of fact with a little bit of crap. And speaking of the Tennessee Titans have made some big splashes this offseason. They signed Calvin Ridley. They signed Tony Pollard. They picked up kicker Nick Folk. They picked up Mason Rudolph. They picked up the cornerback Azui. I'm never say his name correctly, but that is just to name a few. They also made a huge trade with the Kansas City Chiefs to bring in L'Jarius Sneed with a 3rd and a 5th round pick. Will Levis, as of right now, is a starting quarterback for the Tennessee Titans going into the 2024 season. So this is way too early, but is it going to be a fact? Or is it going to be a crap that the Titans will win the AFC South in 2024? When we look at the Tennessee Titans, last season, one of the biggest issues that for the Tennessee Titans, which they finished 6-11 last season, was the lack of consistent quarterback play. They never had a same quarterback going into week in and week out, right? They bounced between Ryan Tannehill, which is no longer on the team, Will Levis, and Malik Willis. They've all gone back and forth. Now Will Levis is officially the starting quarterback for the Tennessee Titans as of right now. And I do expect head coach Bill Callahan to buy into one guy this offseason and ride him to the very end. So I think the lack of consistent quarterback play will be fixed with the Tennessee Titans going into 2024. Will Levis is our guy, 6-11. Make that 11-6, baby. Also, the lack of receiver play for the Tennessee Titans resulted in a lot of lackluster offense, right? Adding Calvin Ridley this offseason is very, very huge. Very huge. Not only is he a 1,000-yard receiver from 2023 for the 8th touchdown, he adds a threat to break free at any given moment. Adds that D threat back to the Tennessee Titans offense. This also gives a chance for D-Hop, who also had 1,000 yards last season with 7 touchdowns, to get a lot of single coverage. If you watch Tennessee Titans games last season, there was a lot of double coverage on D-Hop, a lot of forcing of the balls per se. And oh, by the way, let's not forget their 18th overall pick from 2022 in Treylon Brooks. He only had 221 yards last season, kind of had an injury-filled season, but I have looked for him to at least double that this season. 6, 7, 800 yards, maybe even triple it. Guys, the Tennessee offense is looking pretty damn good right now. Starting quarterback Will Levis, D-Hop, Calvin Ridley, Treylon Brooks, Tony Pollard, and oh, by the way, they still got a pretty damn good defense. Jeffrey Simmons on the edge, Harold Landry on the linebacker with the addition of L'Jarius Sneed. Guys, this is a fact. This is the fact that I think the Tennessee Titans can win the AFC South this season. I think they're going to overtake the Jaguars again. They're going to knock the Houston Texans off of their pedestal. And I think the Colts are going to be there till the very end, but they're going to be just one game better. For whatever reason, the Tennessee Titans had the Colts number all season long, last 3 or 4 seasons. This is 100% fact. The Tennessee Titans are winning the AFC South in 2024. Let me know in the comments below, guys. What do you guys think? Do the Titans have a chance to win the AFC South in 2024? Yes or no? Fact or crap? John says crap. Crap, he says. No explanation. No reason, just says crap. John must like the Houston Texans. There's a lot of Houston Texans drinking of Kool-Aid right now. You go from the easiest schedule to the toughest schedule. We'll see what happens. It is only April. We still got the draft. We still got OTA. Still got training camp. Still got preseason. Jim says, I knew when I was late, you all would have things sideways. I don't think Jim likes the Titans in the South either. Jim says they're going to be better. There's a lot of excitement over this town. Over it. James, do you live in Nashville? Because when I talk to my Nashville people, when I talk to the people that do Titans shows and whatnot to kind of pick their brains, and I'm always guest on their shows. I'm a guest on a lot of shows, actually. They are kind of like it is what it is, right? Yeah, we got Bill Callahan, but you know what? I kind of miss Mike Vrabel. But then there's some people like, hell yeah, Bill Callahan. Get Mike Vrabel out of town. But me personally, if I'm a Titans fan, I would be very, very excited. Right? Granted, I'm not happy that Ryan Tannehill is out of town. I think Ryan Tannehill is a very serviceable quarterback ever since he came from Miami and was the starter for the Tennessee Titans as Week 9, taking over Marcus Mariota. He got better each and every season. He's kind of gotten the Kirk Cousins treatment, just like a little bit too. We'll be honest. Is just like every time you see Ryan Tannehill, you're like, oh, he's losing to the Colts, he's losing to the Jaguars, he's doing this, but he's putting up pretty good numbers and does a hell of a lot better. A lot of it was the play calling from Mike Vrabel and the boys, but it is what it is. John says there's a chance that the Titans could win the South. There's a chance, but it's very, very slim. I believe he's saying that the Broncos have a better chance of winning the AFC West than the Titans have a better chance of winning the South. John says, yes, the Texans will win the South and will win it again and again and again. I do like some CJ Stroud. I do like some Robert Woods and some Tank Dell. I do like the addition of Joe Mixon, Danielle Hunter on that defensive side of the ball is all great additions this offseason. I'm just curious of how they all gel, right? Like one of the things that I tell my high school kids all the time, or my teams in general, whether it's my kids' little leagues team or my high school teams or my AAU teams or whatever, 7-on-7, it is easier to win when nobody expects you to win. But once that pressure is on you and the expectations are there to win, your butthole starts to pucker a little bit. You start to play a little like a little bit tighter. It gets harder to win those easier games, right? When you are expected to go out there and lose, for example, our 7-on-7 team, Blitz, we were expected to get killed by Trinity High School. Come out and whoop that ass. Whoop that ass. Now, we've whooping the big boys' asses, those Trinity High School kids. We've beaten the St. X teams. But now, when we go out there and we play these low-level teams, right, like Graceland Community College, right, and you're expected to win, then we start playing tighter. And I expect the Houston Texans to play a little bit tighter this season. Last season, it was all just put it out there and whatever happens, happens. Now they're like, man, we got to get back to the playoffs. We got to win the South again. We got to do this, this, and this. People expect us to beat the Browns in the playoffs again. People expect us to be in the AFC Championship. I don't know if we're ready there yet. I don't know if we're ready. James says, yeah, I'm currently working in Nashville. You know what? I actually enjoy Nashville a lot. I used to live in Knoxville, Tennessee, and it was about an hour and a half, 2-hour drive from Knoxville to Nashville there. We would go there on the weekends and party it up pretty good when I was playing football down there, but I never worked there. I don't think Nashville is a city that I would want to work in, whether it's construction, whether it's office work. I applaud you for that. Perzacally, says John. Perzacally. What the hell does Perzacally mean? What? Perzacally what? Perzacally that they are going to win the South. Speaking of winning, the San Francisco 49ers have done a lot of winning the last few seasons. It seems they have won. They have owned the NFC South, the NFC West for at least the last 5 seasons. But at some point, it is going to come to an end. Brock Purdy is going to need a big raise, probably a $40 million quarterback. Players like Brandon Ayuk want to get paid as well. But here on the Man Hour, NFL Talk, live, raw, uncut, every Monday through Friday at 10 p.m. East Coast time, we always talk about Super Bowl windows. We always talk about a Super Bowl window open or a Super Bowl window shut. And right now, everything points that the Super Bowl window for the San Francisco 49ers is shutting very, very rapidly. So, guys, fact or crap, have the 49ers Super Bowl windows officially closed? As we have heard over the news, if you were at NFLtoday.co, you have seen blogs on this. Brandon Ayuk wants to get paid. Brandon Ayuk wants his dollar bills, yo. At some point, Brock Purdy's going to want his dollar bills, yo, as well. Probably about $40 million per season. That's about the going rate for a damn good quarterback. Brock Purdy is entering his final year of his rookie deal in 2025, and this season he's slated to make $1 million in 2024, and 2025 he's slated to make $1.1 million. As of right now, the cap space for the San Francisco 49ers going into 2025, they are $23 million over the cap. In 2025, they have free agency looming. Free agents such as Brandon Ayuk, Charvarius Lord, Dre Greenlaw. When you look at 2026 free agency class, Debo, CMC, George Kittle, Leonard Floyd. Right? They just basically released Eric Armstead because he wanted to get some dollar bills as well. And they're like, no, take a pay cut or get out of here. So, guys, fact or crap, has a Super Bowl window for the San Francisco 49ers officially been closed? That is a crap. It has not been closed as of 2024. On April 3rd, 2024 at 10:37 a.m., it has not been closed yet. However, talk to me again this time next season when Brandon Ayuk is no longer on that team, when you pay Brock Purdy $40 million a season, when you have to figure out who are we going to pay now, Charvarius Ward or Dre Greenlaw, or are we going to try to get Debo a deal, CMC, Kittle, or Leonard Floyd? Who are you going to sign at that particular point? Then that Super Bowl window has closed. This is probably the last year that I see the 49ers kind of living in luxury, right? Brock Purdy is a great system quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers. When you're paying your quarterback $957,000 a season to lead you to the Super Bowl, you're living in luxury. When you're paying Debo and Bosa and the rest of those boys all that money, you're living in luxury. I believe the highest paid player right now on the San Francisco 49ers is CMC, a running back. The highest paid player is a running back. What? The luxury season for the San Francisco 49ers, the easy going, everybody love everybody, is coming to an end after this season. This season is their final Super Bowl window that they have open. It's going to probably be slammed shut. Brandon Ayuk, 49ers, if you are smart, you are probably going to trade this guy now. You are going to trade him to a team that needs a solid number 2 receiver. I do like me some Brandon Ayuk. If I'm the Kansas City Chiefs, I would be all over Brandon Ayuk. Probably can't afford him, but I would see what he is willing to take to win a Super Bowl, right? Debo, he's already kind of flirted with it a couple years ago, right? Pay me now, use me less or I want out of town. And then bring him CMC, and all of a sudden everything's happy again. George Kittle, he seems like he's getting kind of older. I don't know how old he is by any stretch of the imagination, but he's going to want a deal. So it is a crap that the Super Bowl window has closed now, but it is a fact in 2025 it will be shut. 49ers fans, hope you guys enjoyed your ride. Hope you enjoyed your ride. John said it's nailed shut. It's a fact. This year, no Super Bowl for you, San Francisco 49ers. Without Brandon Ayuk, without getting the deal for Brock Purdy, you're done. James says this is the last year it is open, and I agree with James. I believe this is the last year that it is open. John says because CMC is the best athlete on the San Francisco 49ers. CMC is a very good aspect, or is a very good part of the 49ers offense. He can catch the ball, he can run the ball, he can pass the ball, he can probably kick the ball. CMC is the real deal. He is the real deal. Jim says, who did you play for in Nashville? I played for Knoxville, and we were the Nightmare. We were the Knoxville Nightmare. We were a AFL team, and I just traveled to Nashville to party. That was when the AFL was like the real deal. We had AFL 1 and AFL 2. We were an AFL 2 team, always flirting to try to get up there. We would like bounce up there for a season and do shitty and get bounced back down. I was there for about 3 seasons, and then I met my wife, and then here I am in Indiana now. So it is what it is. It is what it is. It is a great time. It's always great when you guys are here. This is live, raw, uncut NFL talk. It was Arena. It was AFL, Arena Football League. I was on the big boys, as they like to say, like the Philadelphia Soul and those guys. Those are probably the most popular team out there that AFL is. But guys, that's going to be it for today. I got to get the yard clean. The tornadoes missed us last night, but we had a lot of wind damage. Tree limbs all over the place. Plus, got to get to work, edit this up, get it out to you guys. Jim says, I played for the team in Kingsport. Kingsport, Ohio? I'm not for sure. I don't know. We can talk offline, Jim. I do love me some arena football. It was around 2004. 2004, I was a senior in high school still. So. John says, I coached the Kalamazoo Grizzlies. I do remember playing the Kalamazoo Grizzlies or hearing of them. Also the Green Bay Blizzard and it was the Michigan Ironman. Is that what it is? Might be something else. But it's the Ironman up there. Kind of gray, kind of brown, kind of ugly. Anyways, see you guys tomorrow. Same time, same place. Let me know what you want to talk about tomorrow. Get in the inbox. Let us know. We'll talk about whatever you want. Also, guys, if you go to the NFL Talk group page there's a poll there. I want you to pick your team. What team do you represent over there? Because I got some big things happening, and I want to make sure that your team is included. We're only picking 5 teams. Go over there and vote for it. See you guys tomorrow. We out.